So we're going to read the Murli of the 21st of January 1980. And the essence of the Murli is the way to reveal the Father. The way to reveal the Father. Today, Bab Dada is seeing the practical embodiments of God's knowledge. That is, he's seeing the practical double forms of the children. So he's seeing two forms of us all. One form is of you children who are Maya proof. And the other form is the proof of your elevated lives, your Brahmin lives, your highest on high alokik lives, your godly lives. So one is the Maya proof life or Maya proof form, and the other is our elevated alokik life, Brahmin life, this godly life. So the proof of this elevated knowledge is your elevated lives. So we are receiving elevated knowledge, and the proof of that, how will people know that we are getting elevated knowledge? That our lives become elevated. So Baba is seeing the double proof children. By constantly considering yourselves to be practical examples or proof of godly knowledge, you will remain constantly Maya proof. Again, by constantly considering yourselves to be practical examples or proof of godly knowledge, you will remain constantly Maya proof. If there's any weakness in a visible example, no one would then accept the challenge you issue of God's knowledge. Because in today's age of science, people want to understand everything through practical examples or proof. They don't want the, just the word. They want to see the proof. They do not have faith in something just by hearing or being told about it. In order to have faith in God's knowledge, they want to see the practical proof. The practical proof is in the lives of all of you. Your lives should reveal the speciality that none of the great or wise souls have been able to show or create in their own lives up to now. Again, your lives should reveal the speciality that none of the great or wise souls have been able to show or create in their own lives up to now. Things that were impossible have been made possible by you, practical examples of God's knowledge. Yeah? What we have shown up till now, what we have done up till now was impossible, but we made impossible possible. And that's what we have to continue to do. We have to make many more impossible things possible. That's when people will realize that, yes, there is some power that is guiding them. The greatest impossibility that you have made possible is to live at home together and yet, through your attitude, remain totally beyond. So we're living at home together with other people. We're not running away from this world. We have not gone into caves and forests or on the top of the mountains. We're here doing what is needed to be done. And yet, our attitude allows us to remain detached, remain above. So remain totally beyond, to live at home and yet remain beyond your bodies and bodily relations. To remain beyond your old attitude means to remain detached from your past attitude. To remain beyond your old attitude means to remain detached from your past attitude. So in the past, we may have had certain attitudes. We have to change those. Yeah, you can look at it as sanskar. So whatever sanskar, whatever way of looking at things, our perspective, our perception, our perspective, our point of view, all of those things have to change. This is known as having an attitude beyond upram. You're not living in your household, that is vritti, but have an attitude that is beyond par vritti. Pravritti में par vritti. Again, pravritti is household. We're living in the household, doing what needs to be done. But then we have the attitude that is beyond par vritti. Vritti is par. Whilst you see the body, you're only aware of the soul. So let's look at the body, but only be aware of the soul. Whilst coming into contact with your lokic worldly relatives, you maintain brotherly relations. It means that while seeing the things of this old world with the eyes of your old bodies, you do not see anything. Those who live in their household in this way, that is, those who lead completely pure lives, are said to be the proof of God's knowledge. Yeah, what is Baba saying? Those who live in their households in this way, that is, those who lead completely pure lives, are said to be the proof of God's knowledge. Whereas even Mahatmas believe this to be impossible, those who are following this knowledge given by God's experience is to be very easy. I'm going to repeat this. Whereas even Mahatmas believe this to be impossible, those who are following this knowledge given by God experience it to be very easy. Those people find all this very difficult. Even changing simple things, they find it difficult. In the world, sometimes you would ask people, why don't you wake up just a little bit earlier? Even waking up 15 minutes earlier seems impossible for them. Changing their diet, although they sometimes feel that some internally that diet that they're eating is not good. They understand that this tamopradhan diet is going to mess up their mind. Even in the world they're talking about that how when we eat meat and all, there is brain fog, and all the inflammation that the body goes through. And after that, so many different things happen, you see. So now, even though they know it, somewhere deeply they understand it, yet they are not able to transfer, you see. So even the simplest things become impossible for them. And even the most difficult things become possible. How can someone cook without onion and garlic? They feel it's so difficult. And for us, it's so easy and it's such a joy. And when you're cutting onions and you're crying, what's the point, And all that garlic, how much yeah, and the smell. And then it comes out through the sweat. So those people say that is impossible, whereas you say it is very easy. You don't just say this, but you do this in practice and demonstrate this to the world. Even now, the first and second number beads of the Rosary of Devotees feel that it is extremely difficult to find God. They don't even have a guarantee that they will find God after many births. They consider a vision of 1 second to be a great attainment. They consider it impossible for God to belong to them in a practical way or for God to make them belong to Him. And for us, we get up in the morning with God, we sit with Him, we eat with Him, yeah, we sleep with Him. Yes, the whole day we spend with God. We drive with Him, we go grocery shopping with Him, we go to the doctor's clinic or whatever doctor's appointments with Him. And then there is this feeling of safety. We know that Baba is with us. When the blood draw is going to happen, it will happen in one time, and everything will work in our favor because Baba is with us. So they don't even have a guarantee that they will find God after many births. They say that this is impossible practically and become disheartened. However, none of you think of this as being impossible. You all sit at home and experience claiming your rights every cycle. They believe it is impossible to meet God, whereas you consider it to be your right to meet God. A life in which you have all rights is a life that is full of all treasures given by the Father. This life that you experience practically is a special example and proof of God's knowledge. This life that you experience practically is a special example and proof of God's knowledge. To say God means to say Father, and the proof of a relationship with the Father is an inheritance. The relationship between great and enlightened souls, that is Mahatmas, is one of brothers. They do not think of God as the Father, and this is why they have no inheritance. Great and enlightened souls are brothers. God is not the Father for them. This is why, even though they are searching for their imperishable inheritance, they are unable to experience it. Yeah, they are not able to experience the inheritance because they don't experience God as Father. The easy proof of God's knowledge is the attainment of an inheritance in your lives. This imperishable knowledge and the experience of a life of attainment can reveal God. So you are the special examples. Do you have the determined thought to reveal the Father in the new year? Yes. So in 2024, before the year ends, you have to reveal the Father. All of you have this thought, do you not? So the way to reveal the Father is to become double proof. So check yourselves to see whether the practical proof of both your purity and attainment are imperishable. So check yourselves to see whether the practical proof of both your purity and attainment are imperishable. So purity has to be imperishable. Attainment, therefore, automatically will become imperishable. Limited souls are only able to give limited attainments, whereas the eternal Father gives an imperishable attainment. A meeting with God and the speciality of God's knowledge are imperishable, so you're imperishable, are you not? Although you say that you're effort makers, the speciality of attaining something from God is that as soon as you make effort, you receive the reward of that in practice. So in real time, we get the reward. Say, when we do something good, like whatever Baba is telling us to do, we just follow his directions. Right away, there's an experience of happiness, a sense of contentment. And of course, the big reward will come later. But see, this reward of happiness, peace, contentment is instantaneous. That's what Baba calls as pratyakshval. You receive the reward of that in practice. It is not just that your conference aged life is your life of making effort and that your golden aged life is your life of experiencing the reward. It's not like that. The speciality of the conference age is that when you take one step, you receive the reward of 1,000 steps right away. It starts right away and you will get it for a long time to come. You see, the attainment is imperishable. But when will it start? When does it start? The reward. Now, right away. The speciality of the conference age is that when you take one step, you receive the reward of 1,000 steps. In no other age do you have the fortune of receiving a multi-million fold return of one. This line of your fortune is drawn by the Father, the bestower of fortune, himself through Father Brahma. We don't have to go to astrologers to get our lines of fortune checked. Baba is drawing that line for us right now. He's the bestower of fortune. This is why Brahma is also called the bestower of fortune. It is said, were you sleeping when Brahma was distributing fortune? सो रहे थे क्या जब ब्रह्मा भाग्य बांट रहे थे? So the speciality of the conference age is making effort, and the speciality of the conference age is making effort and receiving the reward simultaneously. In fact, to have the special attainment of the Father at this time is a far greater reward than what you receive at the golden age. So right away, let's say, let me explain this a little more. So let's say you do something good based on what Papa is telling us. You follow his directions. right away you feel his presence very close to you. I'm sure each one of you has experienced times when you felt as if Baba is not close to you. Did you ever feel that? You felt as if, where is Baba? Where is Baba? Where is... Sometimes you feel him very close to you. Sometimes you're not able to experience him close to you. No? Or you're able to feel Baba constantly 24/7, 365 days. Or that, yes, yeah, it goes like this, right? So now think, when you are doing the right thing and you're following Baba's directions, that is following Baba's Srimad, then you will feel Baba's presence close to you. And that presence is the biggest reward ever. It's a bigger reward than what you will get in the golden age. The reward you receive at the present time is to have all your relationships directly with God. So God reveals himself, shows himself up. He's present constantly for us. That's a reward in itself. You feel as if Baba has made you his child, so therefore you feel Baba as the father or mother. You feel as if he has made you his brother, so then you experience Baba brother. You feel as if Baba has made you as mommy daddy in a way, so you feel as if Baba is your child. Baba makes you his lover, so you start feeling Baba as your beloved, as your spouse, as a companion, as your confidant, right? So many beautiful relationships, yeah, come alive when we do the right thing. What can be a better reward than that? You do understand this, and were also told about the difference between the attainment of the present time and the future. You're not just effort makers, but those who receive an elevated reward. Do you take every step whilst considering yourselves to be this? Simply to say that you are an effort maker means to become careless and thus deprive yourself of your reward and attainment. Remain constantly aware of your reward in front of you. By remaining aware of your reward, you will easily experience the ascending stage. Just the awareness of the reward will allow us to experience the ascending stage. Remain constant embodiments of the awareness of the specialities of the confluence age, and you'll thereby become special souls. Remain constant embodiments of the awareness. That is, have this awareness constantly in your minds that confluence age is a very special time. Just that awareness will allow us, will help us to become special souls. It's a special confluence age in which we are living, so we become special souls right away. So, whilst moving along, some children find this path difficult. Sometimes they feel it is easy, and at other times they feel it is difficult. Sometimes they dance in happiness, and at other times they just sit down disheartened. Sometimes they sing praise of the Father, and at other times they just sing. Why and what? Sometimes they turn the beads of the rosary of pure thoughts and the attainment of all treasures, and at other times, when influenced by the storms of waste thoughts, they turn the beads of the rosary of what kind of rosary then they will turn. This is difficult. This is difficult. See, let's understand this. So sometimes they sing the praise of the Father, and at other times they just sing, why? What? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? What is this? What is that? Sometimes they turn the beads of the rosary of pure thoughts and the attainment of all treasures. And at other times, when they're influenced by the storms of waste thoughts, they turn the beads of the rosary of what kind of rosary do they turn the beads of? This is difficult. This is difficult. What is the reason for this? You consider yourselves to be simple effort makers and forget the reward. They keep the things that they have to renounce in front of themselves, and they keep the things that they have to take behind them. You see, they keep the things that they have to renounce in front of themselves, and they keep the things that they have to take behind. Put the things that you have to renounce behind you and keep the things that you have to take in front of you. You would never step backwards when you take something, you always step forward. To remain aware of taking means to remain present in front of the Father. You sing a lot more praise of renouncing something. Yesterday, Baba was talking about the Avyakt Murli that we read, again about Tyag and Bhagya. Tyag is renunciation, and Bhagya is the fortune. So we keep talking a lot about the renunciation. What have we renounced? You sing a lot more the praise of renouncing something. I've done this, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this. You think far more about all of that than of what you're receiving or what reward you're creating for yourself. This is why the weight of all your waste becomes much heavier than the weight of pure thoughts. The weight of your waste becomes much heavier than the weight of pure thoughts. We sing praise of Baba, and all those good things, and we keep talking about why. Sometimes we say it is great, we feel the reward, we feel the attainment, and sometimes we say it's difficult. So now Baba is saying, don't think about the renunciation. Don't have to sing the praise of that. Oh no, I woke up in the morning. See, I've renounced my sleep. I've renounced my comforts. Oh, I renounced, onion and garlic. Or I renounced eating, tamasic bhojan in general. So don't talk about that, because otherwise what will happen? The weight of all your waste thoughts becomes much heavier than the weight of pure thoughts. So on one side there are pure thoughts, on the other side there are waste thoughts. So waste thoughts will become heavier. That side will become heavier if we keep talking about. And you see, it's so interesting. Waste, WAST, and it's the same pronunciation for another word, which is, what is that? It has a different spelling. Waste and waste. Yes. So if you consume waste, what happens to your waste? So if you don't want your waste to become big, then don't consume waste. Then instead of your stage ascending, the burden automatically brings you down. That is, you go in the descending stage. You then forget how to sing the song. I've attained everything I wanted to attain. Panatha Sopalia. We forget that song. When you forget this one song, you start to choke in many different ways. When you forget this one song, you start to choke in many different ways. When you continue to sing that song, your choking and nodding off will both stop. Worldly songs wake you up, do they not? Therefore, continue to sing this imperishable song. I've attained everything I wanted to attain. And dance in the intoxication of your attainment. Panathasopalia, have attained everything I wanted to attain. And then, sir, what do we do then? Automatically, what will we do? We'll dance in the intoxication of our attainment. So continue to sing and dance, and the choking and nodding off will then finish. And through the practical example of being double proof, you will reveal the Father. The way to reveal the Father is to become a living, mobile museum of the practical proof and a mobile projector. Mobile museum and mobile projector. That's what we have to become. Become an exhibition of good character development. There can be many such exhibitions and museums at many different places. There will then be less expenditure and greater result of service. You yourselves have to become exhibitions as well as guides. Wow. What a beautiful point. We have to become exhibitions ourselves, and we also have to become guides. Nowadays, people have mobile libraries and exhibitions. If all of you Brahmins were to become mobile extensions and museums, revelation would very soon take place. See, when we create these brick and mortar museums, there is so much maintenance that goes into it. First, setting it up, the construction, there is a lot of expense in that. But then there is an added expense of maintaining it every month. The electricity costs, the water costs, like any space, a physical space that we create, made with bricks and mortar. Yeah. So instead of that, if we become museums, living museums, mobile museums, yeah, even projectors are expensive, and the projectors may not work if there's no electricity, or at the last moment when you're trying to give a nice presentation, the bulb may stop working. Yeah, there's a bulb inside it. But here we are mobile projectors, right? So not only mobile exhibitions, exhibitions, mobile libraries, but also mobile projectors. So if all of you Brahmins were to become mobile exhibitions and museums, revelation would very soon take place. Do you understand? This year, so many moving that mobile exhibitions and projectors should travel everywhere in the world, that they will become economical advertisements. Yeah, there's no need for expensive advertisements, printing all these flyers and requesting the newspapers to put in that information. You don't have to request anyone. You are an advertisement in yourself. You will not have to spend anything, but people will come forward to meet your expenses. Then instead of incurring expense, you will receive a reward for this program that is happening and many more programs. So much of contribution is coming from Baba's loveliest children, from everywhere, it automatically comes in. So Gujarat is very large. Now Baba is talking about Gujarat. Its population is large in any case. Now become big in a practical way and show everyone. The land of Gujarat is fertile. Powerful seeds are sown where the land is fertile. Powerful seeds means seeds of air quality souls. Therefore, sow the seeds of air quality souls and let the fruit emerge. Fruit bearing land means land that gives the highest quality fruit. The quantity is very good, Baba is saying. You also have quality, but let there now be much more quality. Each quality soul has to give the proof of creating an air. Such souls can easily emerge in Gujarat. Baba would use these two words, air and mic. So, air quality souls would be those who become Baba's children, who come to take the inheritance from Baba. They don't, remain connected remotely. They want to come to Baba. They'll come to Baba's centers. They will want to be part of this whole thing, the movement. But on the other hand, there'll be mics. Mics will be those who wouldn't take the knowledge, who wouldn't follow all the guidelines and directions, but then they will be instrumental in giving this knowledge to others. They'll say, hey, there's a center. You should go there. And because of their connections, because of their large circle of influence, maybe they'll send 100 people to the center, but they themselves will not transform their lives, the way Baba would want them to do. So there are air quality souls, and then there are mic quality souls. Both are important, but Baba emphasizes on air quality souls. We ourselves have to become air quality souls, that we take all of Baba's inheritance. And unless we do that, we really won't be able to create air quality souls around us. You see, we can only take people to the level that we are at. You see, and of course, they can have their own effort that can take them to a higher level, but that could be because of inspiration from somewhere else or someone else. But you can take people only to the level that you are at. So such souls, Baba is saying, can easily emerge in Gujarat. The quantity has increased, and so the heirs have become hidden. Gujarat has truly very fertile land. It has black soil, a lot of black soil. At one point, almost, that's my understanding, almost all of cotton was grown in Gujarat. So the quantity has increased, and so the heirs have become hidden. So what Baba is now saying that spiritually also, the soil is very fertile. So now reveal them. Do all of you from Gujarat understand what you have to do? Others will bring souls into contact, but you have to enable them to forge a relationship, and then you will become number one. You have been told the plan for this year. Up to now, you have been busy in increasing the number. When the variety tree grows, its seed disappears. But at the end, you are left with the seeds again. You have been busy increasing the quantity. Now, once again, let the seeds, that is, the air quality souls, emerge. Whatever you did at the beginning, you now have to do that again. Acha to those who constantly dance in happiness. Salutations now, huh? So, to those who constantly dance in happiness and sing songs of their attainment, to those who constantly dance in happiness and sing songs of their attainment. So, first, the singing has to happen, right? And the singing will allow us to dance. So, first, we have to sing songs of attainment, and then we have to dance in happiness. To those who experience the practical reward of what they do, experience the practical reward of what we do. That's what we have to experience now. See, to those who make themselves into practical examples, huh? Living, mobile, museum, and mobile projectors. That's what we have to become. And thereby reveal the Father. Free, free of cost. There's no cost involved in that. There's no maintenance, no cost in establishing this museum. You as the museum. To the elevated souls who are double proof, Babdada's love, remembrance, and namaste.